Be good. Be good.
All right, y'all, this is going to be a Star Wars video. Get in here, gather around, let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Drix Perspective. Today, I want to break down everything that you'll need to know and really what we know so far as the audience about the new Star Wars series called The Skeleton Crew. Now, if you haven't heard of this, or maybe you just heard the name and don't really know what it is or what it's going to be about, this is the perfect video for you. And I'm not here to waste any time at all, so let's get started.
We're lost.
So what is it? So The Skeleton Crew is a new show that was first announced during the Star Wars Celebration event back in 2022. It was something that I was kind of intrigued with right off the rip because they kept it pretty vague and mysterious regarding the announcement and kind of the way they went about talking about it. We really only knew who the creators were, which are John Watts and Christopher Ford. And at the very end, we also learned that Jude Law would be in it. So what's it about? The Skeleton Crew creators have obviously dipped their hands deep into the 1980s nostalgia bucket here, drawing inspiration from classic coming-of-age adventure films like The Goonies, E.T., Flight of the Navigator, and I even got a little bit of a hint of some Stranger Things vibes from the trailer that we saw as well.
A real adventure. No more pretend. I found something buried in the woods. What do you think it is?
So from the trailer and what we know so far, it appears our main characters are going to be a small group of kids who come across a ship that they accidentally launched themselves into hyperspace with, and they find themselves lost in the galaxy far from home. And unlike these other Star Wars series that we've gotten, this one feels a lot more grounded and personal, that's more centered around friendship as they navigate the galaxy trying to find their way back home. And this show apparently isn't made just for kids either.
And to be clear, we want to make sure that everyone gets it's stars for kids, but it is not a kids show.
It's supposed to appeal to a much wider audience, but definitely still has that 80s spirit of adventure feel to it from the trailer. I guess we'll just have to see what that means in December. We do finally have some names to put with the faces here, so I'm going to leave those up on the screen for you guys as well. And of course, one of the most important questions, when does this take place? The Skeleton Crew is set in the same timeline as The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, placing it in the post-Return of the Jedi era, a few years after the fall of the Empire. And with that information, knowing that Ahsoka is definitely getting a season 2 at this point, could this possibly mean that we might get some character interaction between these two shows and maybe some crossover in the future? And of course, as I'm filming this video and about to release it, a new article comes out that I wanted to include for you guys, which comes from Entertainment Weekly. This article hinted that the show was going to be exploring the lawless state of the galaxy after the Empire's collapse with the introduction of space pirates. And not just any pirates, Jaleel White. That name might not ring a bell, but you might know him as Steve Urkel from Family Matters, who will be playing a cyborg-like pirate named Gunter. And if you didn't watch Family Matters back in the early 90s, this casting probably won't be as exciting or mean anything to you, but those who know, you know.
Did I do that?
Inside this article, and really in general, there aren't many new details about the story or plot that were given to us, aside from the introduction of this group of likely antagonists that our lost children will have to face. While much of the series remains a bit of a mystery still, the appearance of these space pirates, including Jaleel White's Gunter character, really sets the stage for some interesting and unique character encounters.
You're a Jedi.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's a weird time right now. It feels like a weird time to be a Star Wars fan. What? And I think that'll make sense to you. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you do.
I believe there's some social media to blame there, but there's a lot of like us versus them, like within the fandom itself. You know, I love Star Wars at the end of the day.
I know.
But it's definitely a weird time.
Come on now, dog. The power of one. Come on, man.
And I don't know if this show is going to turn anything around or right the ship or, whatever you think Disney is doing with Star Wars and Lucasfilm right now, that's your prerogative. So I think this show has the potential to be fun, to be interesting, to be adventurous, but it's really up to them on how they deliver that to us. You know, I was a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s. Amblin Entertainment was a huge part of my life. I was exposed to all those movies at a really young age, and I love this type of stuff. I love the whole suburban neighborhood in Star Wars aspect. Like, it seems silly on paper, but obviously these places have to exist somewhere in the galaxy within the universe. So I'm kind of interested to see that adventure aspect, that Stranger Things aspect of this show. But again, will they deliver? Only time will tell. And that's why I'm kind of approaching this with caution, because whether you like them or not, to me, Disney Plus has been mostly misses on the TV side. I don't think they really know how to make TV. Sure, they know how to make movies, but these TV shows, the first episode or two, it seems like they usually put all of their eggs into those 2 episodes, and then everything just kind of falls on its face. So I want this to be good. I want this to succeed. I want Star Wars to succeed. So we'll really have to see how they deliver this. And, I don't think it's going to be overly offensive or overly, it's not going to upset people, I don't think, maybe as much as something like The Acolyte did, or, more controversial shows like that. But I think this has potential. And at the end of the day, I'm excited to watch it, and I will watch it. And I only review things that I watch. And really, just thank you for hanging out and listening to me. I know I rant there a little bit. That's who I am. You're going to get the real me. My opinion on things is going to change. I'm not always going to love something. I'm not going to automatically hate something either. I think I'm very fair and not biased. But at the end of the day, I love Star Wars. I'm going to give this show a shot. I hope it's really good. I think it has some potential to show us a pretty cool perspective from the Star Wars galaxy. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. And if you like this video, maybe drop a comment below and let me know what you think about the show. And we'll see you next time.